So I actually wanted to start out with just a little something new to just kind of set the tone before we get into this space. I believe art is within us all. I believe that we're all creative. I had a conversation with a gentleman one day, and I was like, "Are you creative?" He was like, "No." I was like, "What do you do?" He says, "I'm a field trauma nurse." I'm like, "What does that mean?" He said, I get helicoptered into, remote locations and stabilize people so they get helicoptered out. So I was like, if you need to put a hole in somebody's throat so they could breathe, you could do that? He's like, yeah. I'm like, that's not creative? He was like, oh. And then I was like, some other people, well, I can't do that. But there's a thing, if you are a very highly organized person, right, very structural, you can come into a room and organizing it, right? If the essence of creativity is creating something, if you can create order out of chaos, that's your creativity. So I wanted to give us a deeper lens of how we look at creativity and how, because I believe it also impacts how we show up. And if we know that this is how our creativity lives in us, then we allow it to shine through at different moments. And so to that point, we all have to start somewhere. Even though we negate it through comparison, there are 1,000 hours versus our 2 minutes, and the sting of penance when an unknown star seems to shine beyond our orbit. If we focus on the wrong thing, we become so morbid. And it makes sense. Because when we focus on the wrong thing, we invite a different type of pain. So remember, the joy is inside the journey. It ain't always perfect, but there's never a loss as long as you learn a lesson. When you claim your artistry, you claim your alchemy. Can change pain into purpose, can transform rambling thoughts into higher workings. And just because we ain't posted don't mean we ain't been working. What's a journey without change? We may look a little different. Just know we've been handling business, raising our kids, figuring out family, aligning our hearts, but this art has never left us. Even when life gave us the blues, we used it as our muse to inspire new lyrics and grooves. We are not simply our emotions. We are a whole damn mood. I'm learning to live alive because I'm learning to love supreme. I couldn't understand it before, so I had to start digging. Digging in rhythm, digging in beats, digging in the sound till I was moving my feet, moving my hands, moving my heart to talk in songs, to talk in truth, to talk in thought, to talk to you. Memories of how my village sang sweet harmonies and chants for God to bless a child. Transformed into old Negro spirituals by my new native tongue. And as I wade in the water, torn from my family, you can torture my daughter, but my soul you cannot slaughter. So my daughter's not allowed to speak, so she sings the blues. In a solitude, she haunts me. It just keeps on evolving, so even though I keep falling, I know that I have to get up. I need to get up. I shout out to the world. Wake up, everybody. But nobody wants to listen. If only my people were a piece of clay, then I could change how they use this influence, this music. But I see the beat inside my foot is derived from my soul. It calls out from the Congo drums, the hums of hymns in my mind to sound and action surpassing my pain, and the refrain is repeated. So I string these chords of hope so I can refrain from living on a downhill slope. I'm learning to cope. So vivid it's busting out my chest. Got me moving my feet, bobbing my head, shaking my legs to the point where I'm no longer in my short leg stance. This is dance, dancing to the rhythm of the night. Around midnight I drift into a quiet storm of self-thought. My new native tongue is no longer my native tongue. It's been taken away. I have so much to say and no way to say it, but wait, the beat is coming back. Creativity is on track. I hear, I listen, I mimic, I flip it. I hear, I listen, I mimic, I flip it. No description, ends and chunks, and self-sufficient and interdependent, because just as much as I need it, It needs me. I speak in whispers that shout out truth from elder to youth. I induce conscious labor, active isms, spiritual songs that calm through the palms of hands. You know, we really did write this. And through this new speech, chained men stand, hidden truths are now seen. Songs of caged birds are now free. And I like to see I chose these words, but the words chose me. This is poetry. So now I'm learning to heal. I'm learning to feel. I couldn't understand it before, so I had to start digging. Digging in rhythm, digging in beats, digging in sounds till I was moving my feet, moving my hands, moving my heart to talk in songs, to talk in truth, to talk in thought, to talk to you, to talk to you, to talk to you. But yeah, we're gonna keep it going. We don't do a whole lot of talking. You know, I got a lot of words to remember, so I don't need to try to say nothing else. But yeah, this is a homage to one of my favorite groups. We started out selling the souls of shoes until we climbed into the attic and started putting our souls to use. Then they called us two dope boys in a Cadillac, yeah. We were more than that, more than tracks. The truest form of evolution that Darwin spoke of. We did it for the love of this art form. Even when society had no heart form, we gave this music another form. We liberated it. Southern bred hip-hop, improvised some beatbox, park benches and bus stops. Spoken from NY accents to now Southern grammar, but we not country bammers. We musically tipped hammers, banking through GA, that's Georgia. From Southern playlistic Cadillac music, we used this. They show what we're going through. From East Point to Savannah, all through Atlanta. The interpretation of this musical language, fusing soul funk, electrical jazz, rap, and blues. Hell, we've even been screwed. For our fortitude and spoken words and styles that you ain't heard. We're not from this earth. Consider us, consider us. AT aliens. Me and you, your mama and your cousin too. Rolling down the strip on Vogues, coming up slamming Cadillac doors. AT aliens, not hip-hop aliens. One of the platinum selling this duo is comprised of a fire-spitting Aquarius and eclectic special Gemini. Him and I and Aquemini. We finger licking like sweet sour chicken doused in barbecue sauce. Something a little different, get it's homely, so we don't need to floss. We live this art, me and my homie. Our only mission is to take you high. like George Clinton in Parliament, like chitlins and jock straps. I'm sorry, Miss Jackson, the analogy seems too funky, but we came to put the stank on you. From GA to the UK, all the way back to California. And to you, Rosa Parks, our music was never meant to harm you. It was more like paying homage. Hush that fuss.
Thanks for not going to the back of the bus.
But our competition's trying to make fools of us. And it seems like the whole world likes it in the news. They don't know our secret, but I'll tell you. We found the love below the speaker box and kept it as our prototype. So while the industry was running around idle and wild, we lived life like a musical and gave the industry Idlewild blues. And though they wish for us to split like a Hollywood divorce, our bond is the music, which makes this union unequivocal. Style unique and atypical, lyrics abstract and political. We showed the world how to grow as a team and still be individuals. We're from having a lot of time on our hands to having a lot of hands on our time, because they like the way that we get down, more so to the point they want us around. Historically, like Morris Brown, two of the dopest mic controllers, we create an authentic sound motivated by music, not cash, which is why our sound will last. And that's why we will forever, forever, ever, forever, ever be considered outcasts.
Nobody dope as me. I'm just so fresh, so clean.
Fresh and so clean, clean.
Don't you think I'm so sexy? I'm just so fresh, so clean.
Fresh and so clean, clean.
I said ain't nobody dope as me. I'm just so fresh, so clean. I love when you stare at me. I'm just so fresh, so clean.
Knows you baby eyes get to running off at their mouth and telling me everything that's on your nasty mind. They say you're malnutrition and needed vitamin, needed, invited me to that tingle in your spine. I love who you are, I love who you ain't. You're so frank. Let's set the addict to hide out for about 2 weeks. Rick James with no chains and whips. I do stuff lips, do hips, jerk, and double time that boy next door to freak.
Nobody come past me. I'm just so fresh, so clean.
So fresh and so clean, clean.
Don't you think I'm so sexy? I'm just so fresh, so clean.
So fresh, so clean, clean.
Ain't nobody dope as me. I'm just so fresh, so clean. I love when you stare at me. I'm just so fresh, so clean. 'Cause we are
the coolest motherfuckers on the planet.
My mind.
The sky is rolling, ain't no need to panic.
No.
I got a stick and want your automatic.
Yeah.
Compatible, created in the attic.
'Cause we are
the coolest motherfuckers on the planet.
My mind.
The sky is falling, ain't no need to panic.
I
got a stick and want your automatic.
Yeah.
Compatible, created in the attic.
'Cause we are
the coolest motherfuckers on the planet.
My mind.
The sky is falling, ain't no need to panic.
No.
I got a stick and want your automatic.
Yeah.
Compatible, created in the attic.
'Cause we are
the coolest motherfuckers on the planet.
My
The sky is falling, ain't no need to panic.
No.
I got a stick and want your automatic.
Yeah. Woo.
I want to introduce the band, these wonderful gentlemen that are with us tonight. So starting with the drums, give it up for Shotty G. On keys, give it up for the good bishop, Joseph. I brought you back up. I called him D. I got you, brother. On guitar, we got my man Louie, the professor over here, doing what he do. And last but not least, we got Steve-O McKinney on the bass, making that do. So we recognize we are an original band. Like we didn't come from the lineage of necessarily those wonderful musicians who maybe go do a gig for like 3-4 hours and they're playing all these wonderful cover tunes. So we don't have a lot of covers. We got a few of them that you may not recognize and whatnot, but you don't do a whole lot. So you don't get a lot of original stuff. But every now and then, depending on what type of music you like to partake into, you might hear something you recognize. And this might be one of those tunes.
You really got me hot. You really got me hot. Well, that's exactly what I came for.
You throwing shots from afar, I'ma meet you at the front door. So hard to be doing what you really meant for, beauty.
But don't I make it look easy? Don't I make it look good? Now you drank up all my liquor, come on. What I'm supposed to do now?
What I'm supposed to do?
And you talking all that shit, now come on. You gon' have to back it up.
You gon' have to back it.
If I get too high now, sugar, come on. I might never come down.
I may never come.
You might not ever come down, don't wanna get down. You might not ever come down, wanna get down. You might not ever wanna come down. You might never, ever come down. It took too long to get this high off the ground. Don't run, just stay a while. Said you might never, ever come down. It took too long to get this high off the ground. Don't run, just stay a while.
Hey, can't beat it, can't beat it, can't beat it, can't beat it with a big bad though. Can't see it with this pitch black Gucci frames on. Let me take this off, let me get the full scope. Full screen HD, let me take another picture, let me pull her to the pre-show. Full screen HD, let me take another picture, let me hit the rhythm.
Now you drank up all my liquor, come on. What I'm supposed to do now?
What I'm supposed to do?
You talking all that shit, now come on. You gon' have to back it up. If I get too high now, sugar, come on. I might never come down. You might not ever come down, don't wanna get down. You might not ever come down, wanna get down. You might not ever wanna come down, come and get down.
Hey,
you might never, ever come down. It get too long to get this high off the ground. Don't run, just stay a while. You might never, ever come down. It takes too long to get this high off the ground. Don't run, just stay a while.
have you ever got excited and tried to do some stuff that you know you probably shouldn't be doing? When she went down on them knees like that, that was one of them moments. We didn't know what was happening, but that was one of them moments.
Whew. I ain't performed in a long time, y'all. I haven't performed in a long time. You know, I done had a baby. I done been gone, y'all. I done been gone. Woo, I'm running out of excuses. He's gonna be too soon. I'm the one of those people that's like, oh, you know, I got a newborn. They're like, oh, how old? I'm like, 1.5 years. He new to me.
Y'all looking like y'all ready to really hop into this situation and make your presence known. That's the energy. Is that what, am I right? Is that the energy I'm feeling right now? Okay. Somebody like, let's vibe with this summertime situation. So this song was birthed out of recognizing that life is gonna give you rain, it's gonna give you storms. They're part of the experience. But when you allow yourself to focus on the sunshine and the rays of light that coming in even throughout the rain, it just makes life that much sweeter. So appreciate the rain, because when you get to the summertime, it allows you to appreciate it even more. So that's what this piece is just a reminder of.
Summer in the winter,
Summer in the spring, summer in the fall is how we do it, y'all. Summer in the winter, summer in the spring, summer in the fall is how we do it, y'all. Summer in the winter, summer in the spring, summer in the fall is how we do it, y'all. Summer in the winter, summer in the spring, summer in the fall is how we do it, y'all. When you can see heaven and hell, smell fresh when you sweat, still show love when you suffer from neglect, still stand tall when they knock you to your knees, and have enough faith to believe in your dreams. Don't be listening to your past, calling you a fool. You reflect the sun, don't be imitating blues. Don't be listening to your past, calling you a fool. You reflect the sun, don't be imitating blues. Hey.
Here we go.
See, my mama was a Bible thumper, daddy was a heathen, but ironically, both of them taught me lessons I would need. When you suffer from the psyche of a cynic, you wonder if the world reflects what God intended. You try and do, you try and work, you try and be, you try and play ya. But it always seems as if the cats that live like crooks, live like kings, live like queens. But I recognize the source, I recognize the love. I'm seeing what it does, believing what it does. It heals, it creates, and it even inspires. When it's really strong enough, can bring the truth about a lie and feel the fire. Then feel the heat, then feel the strength behind my speech. I speak, I reach, I teach, I seek. All of those under my voice, you have the choice to choose your action. This is conscious interaction, calculated hope to try and help you cope. So listen as I flow, so listen as I flow.
So listen, so listen, so listen.
When you can see heaven and hell, smell fresh when you sweat, still show love when you suffer from neglect, and still stand tall when they knock you to your knees, and have enough faith to believe in your dreams.
Don't be listening to your past,
calling you a fool. You reflect the sun, don't be imitating blue. You be listening to your past, calling you a fool. You reflect the sun, don't be imitating blue. Y'all. All right. You clap, go and clap. You want to clap, you clap. Okay. All right. Wonderful message in that, right? Don't focus on the blues. Don't be imitating blues. Don't be there. Just okay. This the part y'all come in. This is the part where y'all come in. All right. So this wonderful young lady right here. How you doing? How you doing? Yeah. Okay. There you go. So can you raise your hand? Can you raise your hand? Just raise your hand. Everybody on this side, when I do this, you ooh, okay? Everybody on this side of her, you ah. So, ooh, ah. Which one you gonna do? You gonna ooh, you gonna ah. Which one you gonna do? You gonna ooh? Okay, you gonna ooh. Okay. All right, so watch the hands, all right? Ooh, ah, watch. Don't watch me, don't watch them, watch the hands, okay? See how y'all follow directions. Okay, I said. Preston, you keep on here, boy. You keep.
I'm gonna go on stage.
Y'all with it.
Stop playing, Preston.
You know what? You know what I'm realizing? When you do a gig at 7 o'clock, you don't have that many drunk people in the audience. That's a very different experience right now. I'm realizing that because y'all pretty on. Y'all, okay, here we go. Right.
Summer in the winter, summer in the spring, summer in the fall, that's how we do it, y'all. Summer in the winter, summer in the spring, summer in the fall, that's how we do it, y'all. Summer in the winter, summer in the spring, summer in the fall, that's how we do it, y'all. Summer in the winter, summer in the spring, summer in the fall, that's how we do it, y'all.
But yeah, this piece is, Erica Hill. Listen to it. I'm pretty sure you know it too. You know her too, okay? I'm pretty sure, even the white folks, y'all probably know her too. I'm just saying, it's like, just listen. Never meant to be the urban version of Romeo and Juliet. But God's intentions can always change what you have planned next. I used to love her like she ruled the world. When we played in the mud, it was like we was making love. Till the girls started beating up big boys for being better at sports than we was. Transition to Sunday school and the Bible was telling me that boys and girls shouldn't be more than friends because that connection created the original sin. But even then, it was killing me softly. But even when she didn't want to, she would always be my best friend. Even when she was platinum, funkified, walking around with pigtails and braids, and she never threw shade. But for me, I loved her, even though she had her managed ways, because she always saw me and loved me in a special way. So she would always be killing me ever so softly.
Life full of changes, it's different and strange as it is we grow. Open your heart, follow your soul, cause you'll never know what the future holds. Life full of changes, different and strange as it is we grow. Open your heart, follow your soul, cause you'll never know what the future holds.
But you know how I met her. We broke up and got back together. To get her back, I had to sweat her soul. Starting out, I let her wear my Letterman jacket, though it had no letters. But she, my inspiration for breathing, leaves me breathless. I sang it like a favorite song. She understood the mystery of iniquity. Had a retrospect for life that'll make you think twice about how you value life. She never liked being in the limelight, and at times she made decisions she would have changed in hindsight. She was a bag lady with customized luggage. No one could claim the pain she felt. Between her dreams and her nightmares, she's mothered 8 kids, a false reality, and a creative conviction that wouldn't allow her to thrive through an unconscious social experience. Sometimes she wore wigs, but most times she never wore makeup because she didn't like her emotions to be made up. So for 5 years she's lived in isolation, reading the Bible, meditating her chakras and saying prayers for her kids. Because this, it was killing her ever so softly.
Life full of changes, as different and strange as it is, we grow. Open your heart, follow your soul, 'cause you'll never know what the future holds. Life full of changes, as different and strange as it is, we grow. Open your heart, follow your soul, 'cause you'll never know what the future holds.
And one day, she made a song that says, on and on, on and on.
My life I keep moving like a rolling stone.
She turned off the radio because she didn't like the type of stereo that referred to her as an nappy-headed hoe. Didn't value being disrespected, didn't value being neglected, so she decided to add her own perspective. She took the bars from around her life and changed them into bars she could recite. So each time she grabbed the mic, each time she crooned, it was like her re-education had resumed. So she went from writing poems and singing to inspire herself to performing in front of crowds and inspiring everyone else. But don't get it twisted. If you come at her wrong, she's likely to write a song on how you might win some, but you just lost one. See, to her friends and family, she's known as Miss Erica Hill. But to the likes of me and you, she's Miss Lauren Badu. Forever, forever, killing
me softly. Life when our changes, different and strange as it is, we grow. Open your heart, follow your soul, 'cause you'll never know what the future holds. Life when our changes, different and strange as it is, we grow. Open your heart, follow your soul, 'cause you'll never know what the future holds.
Go ahead, Steve-O. We got big backs and belly. We got big backs. We got big backs and bellies. In the system, ain't no telling will I or will I diss 'em. That's what they be yelling. I'm up in by blood, not relation, not replaced them. Drunk on Chris, mommy on weed. Can't keep a little model hands off me. Both in the clubhouse singing off key, and I wish I never met her. It gets better going another round, cause it's about to go down. Got 6 model chicks, 6 bottles of Chris, got 4 Beverly's, got weed everywhere. What do you say, me, you and your Chloe dresses? Go somewhere poppin' where we can discuss fashion like Prada blouse, Gucci bra, 5th Boy jeans. Take that off now. Give it to me, give it to me, give it to me.
That funk, that sweet, that nasty, that good shit stuff.
Now give it to me, give it to me, give it to me,
That funk, that sweet, that nasty, that good shit stuff.
We ain't had. Yeah, it's been a while, y'all. It's been a while.
Whew, that was funny. I sing with Lyrical Groove, obviously. I've been rocking with Kendrick. See, my son is gonna be 14, so 12 years. Yeah, it's a long time. I put out my first solo project a few years ago. I wrote this song, I told y'all about it earlier, in the middle of an argument. I was just finally sick and tired of being sick and tired. And this song is so special to me because it is so raw. I literally wrote it on the floor, in tears, in the moment. And it's the only song on my entire project that came out in one piece. It's not a song I had to workshop again. It just came to me. And it's a song about vulnerability and accountability and having a real honest moment about yourself. And it's called Note to Self.
I'm so sick of feeling this, sick around all the things that you do. I'm beyond exhausted with the power I keep giving you. Over and over again, I keep pushing send, calling while crying, becoming a trend. Feeling like I'm about to break, cause I refuse to bend. When did anxiety become a language that I speak? I've been talking to love with so much negativity. We deserve better. We've been through too much together. Fuck a timeline, that's too much pressure. Quality should have always been the measure. I'm so disappointed in who I've become. Questioning and overthinking until I am numb. Letting depression consume me, never letting love have a chance to choose me. Oh, I'm so done. Oh, I'm done. No to self. Yeah, I'm so sorry. I've been throwing your chances to heal away. No to self. Please forgive me. I've been allowing all my feelings to stay. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Yeah. No to self. I've been throwing your chances to heal away. No to self. Please forgive me. I've been allowing all my feelings to stay. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. No to self. I'm sorry. I've been throwing your chances to heal away. No to self. Please forgive me. I've been allowing all my feelings to stay. I almost called you up to do background vocals.
Give it up for Brisa Lauren one more time. It's a beautiful thing to have friends that are creatives because you have this moment where you get to actually it's one thing to be the friend, like, hey, that's my homegirl. But then it's like you get to hear and experience what they create, but also see them live through it, and it gives it just so much more meaning and whatnot. And so hearing those lyrics, it wasn't until I heard the music. I was part of it when I was around when they made it. But then sometimes even when you go through your own life situations, you hear something, it just hits in a whole different way. And I'm like, she was like, that was her singing to herself saying, I'm sorry for not listening and paying attention to you while I was trying to find love and be in love. And did, so it's just all of that in the midst. About to say something.
I was just gonna say, I haven't sang in a long time. I had a baby, my newborn. and as I was singing it, I be going there. So I remember the situation, I go there. I'll cry with y'all if you wanna cry, let me know. I love to cry, it's a Pisces thing. But the line, I've been throwing your chances to heal away, I was thinking, damn, I have stopped throwing them away, y'all. I have literally,
Come on, Grove. Come on, Grove.
I was like, no, I take every opportunity now to elevate myself. And I was like, oh, I need to write another note to myself. Inspiration, see? Boom. Stay tuned for the next album.
All right. So in my 9-to-5 life, as part of being a social worker, I do a lot of trainings, coaching, a lot of that in diversity, equity, inclusion space. And this was a piece that was in relationship to that, but just kind of exploring a lot of sentiment. So it's called Target on My Back. This was long ago. Shouldn't be a crime to leave out my front door. I wish I didn't have so much anxiety about the people I love that look like me. 'Cause I got a target on my back or another foot on my neck. Justice shouldn't be so hard. All we ever wanted was a little respect. They say American history ain't black history. This black plight is a white mystery. Been screaming for years, but they didn't want to listen. Plenty well-meaning folks with the wool on their eyes. They say we reckless, but they reckless with our lives. Welcome to the party, we've been here for a while. We've been swimming in the trauma, you was living in the fantasy. We was marching for our lives, you was playing on the beach. Dying in the hospital, dying in the streets, dying in the church, all we wanted was some peace. How some of y'all get it, but the rest of y'all didn't. We was screaming from our lungs, but y'all didn't want to listen. Just a glimpse of our reality brings tears to your eyes. You think this life's a struggle to match your life with a child. You think this life's a struggle. We hope that times like this was long ago. Shouldn't be a crime to leave out my front door. I wish I didn't have so much anxiety about the people I love that look like me. 'Cause I got a target on my back or another foot on my neck. Justice shouldn't be so hard. All we ever wanted was a little respect. All we ever wanted was a little respect. All we ever wanted was a little respect. Just it shouldn't be so hard. All we ever wanted was a little respect. So one of the things that I recognize in the midst of doing trainings, and really the trainings aren't about diversity, equity, and inclusion as much as it's about giving folks an opportunity to talk to each other. We have very different lived experiences, and there's so much not understanding of what each other go through, and so many assumptions that we place in the different experience. And until you actually talk to somebody and actually get a sense of what they've lived through, what their experience, and just hear to understand, we don't never really truly know. So I recognize that sometimes it's just having a conversation and being willing to hear somebody else's perspective of their lived experience, not disown it. If you didn't live that experience, you might not know, but trust that it's a lived experience. And so just being able to receive somebody else's story of what they've experienced is a very real thing. And we see it play out in media every time. We don't believe somebody when somebody says something, then you see evidence, and then you start believing. It's many stories like that. So I want to challenge you, even when you just have an opposing view of somebody else's dynamic of how they show up, or instead of just judging it as being against you, lean into the curiosity of like, I wonder how you got there. You know how you got there because you lived a very different experience. But what would it take for somebody to get to the experience that to the point of view that they have? And it's through that lived experience. So taking a moment just to simply ask, and not to respond, but just to receive and take in. So, target on my back. Thank you.
So I'm gonna perform another one of my songs from my solo album titled In Her Stillness. And this song is so special every time I get to play it, specifically with Steve-O here, because he is actually the producer of the music. He created the melody, and it was so fun. I had such a good time. And this is about just keeping you, not letting others ever take away from you and what you naturally were born with and what you have at the table. No situation, no human being. And I love this song. I hope y'all vibe with me. It's not as sad as the last one, so we can have some fun. This one's called Keep You. I ain't afraid to sit and eat
all alone, yeah, yeah. 'Cause I built the fucking table I sit on, while I appreciate some of what you bring. It ain't enough for me to just put up with anything. Now I've been drinking my tea, minding my own. You ain't put in enough work to reach my throne, and your actions tell me that you ain't grown. And my time ain't got time like that no more, no more. I don't wanna know, I don't need to ask, 'cause I know you just gonna lie if the truth is best. 'Cause you don't value me, respect my loyalty, and you never deserve me. 'Cause baby girl, it's some pressure, but I'm humble too. And I'm talking to myself like, damn, he ain't no good for you. His potential ain't worth what you've been through. Let him go and keep you. 'Cause baby girl, it's some pressure, but I'm humble too. And I'm talking to myself like, damn, he ain't no good for you. His potential ain't worth what you've been through. Oh, let him go and keep you. Oh, oh, oh. Oh, 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 oh. Yeah. Oh, oh, but I'm humble too. And I'm talking to myself like, damn, he ain't no good for you. His potential ain't worth what you've been through. Let it go and keep you, keep you. Go, y'all. Let it go. Just keep you. You ain't got time for it.
That's my jam right there. I like that one. I like that one. Since we talking about, unhealthy relationships, let's keep it going. This tune is called Never Enough.
All our business out there tonight. I got a feeling when the sun begins to rise, you're coming back to me, even though tell you lies. And I know you're reeling from the pain I've hurt inside you. I can't help myself, it's never enough to love you.
She wonders why his eyes always seem to wander. Ponders if his flesh is ever given in to the possibility, but never seems to ponder the possibility of leaving, believing. Eventually, she'll be the reason he decides to change, but change ain't never been achieved inside no wishing well, but she's so accustomed to catching hell, it fits her like a glove. So much so, she can't imagine it's not being love. And though she knows love shouldn't hurt like this, if love's not hurting, then she can't feel it. And if she can't feel it, then love's not appealing. And she's made so many appeals to celestial bodies, she's dang near deity. And she's cried enough tears, she could have put out hell's fire, but her desire for someone to hold her has transformed her into a soldier, stone cold, numb to the world. But this wasn't the soldier of love Sade was talking about. PTSD shouldn't be a result of relationships. Love shouldn't make you want to be a suicide bomber. That's the kind of love that breeds Jeffrey Dahmer's. But I must admit, when we think that good love is in the equation, I mean, even a healthy can act insane.
I got a feeling when the sun begins to rise, you're coming back to me, even though I tell you lies. I know you're reeling from the pain I put inside. I can't help myself, it's never enough to love you.
So he likes to say he treats her like his daddy treated his mother, consciously ignorant to his wrongdoing, pursuing satisfaction over fortitude. In this case, the fruit don't fall too far from the tree, and he's nowhere close to the man he wants to be, but there's something about discomfort, the comfort and dysfunction that can make a world of wrongdoing seem like you're doing right. And he's so out of tune, he's not aware that he picks fights just to justify him staying out all night, committing a wish list of infidelity so he don't have to think about the bull he's selling, see? And she's steadily hoping that the image she sees in the mirror will console her, cause he ain't around to hold her. And for whatever reason, she seems to think that she's getting what she's needing.
Hey, yeah, I got a feeling when the sun begins to rise, you're coming back to me, even though I tell you lies. I know you're reeling from the pain I put inside you, but I can't help myself. It's never enough to love you.
See, we know love ain't easy. What were y'all looking for? We deserve it. Sometimes you gotta give it to yourself first. Said I won't do, said I won't do it no more, do it no more. Said I won't do, said I won't do it no more, do it no more. Said I won't do,
Said it
said I
hurts
won't
my
do
soul,
it
'cause I
no
can't
more,
let
do it no
go,
more.
yeah.
Said I won't do,
Said it
said I
hurts
won't
my soul,
do it
'cause I
no
can't
more,
let
do it no
go,
more.
yeah.
Said I won't do,
Said it
said I
hurts
won't
my
do
soul,
it no
'cause I
more,
can't let
do
go.
it no more. Said I won't do,
Said it
said I
hurts
won't
my
do.
soul, 'cause I can't let go. I said I can't let go. I can't let go of you. Said I can't let go of you.
Okay. Here we go. All right. So we're gonna take a step back. All right. Everybody over here? Said I won't do, said I won't do it no. Said I won't do, said I won't do it no more, do it no more. Said I won't. Come on, y'all know what
I still want to do it.
do. Said I won't do. One more time, one more time. Said I won't do, said I won't do. Said I won't do, said I won't do. So, a type of text to this girl I used to see. We ain't gonna do that. We ain't gonna do that. You wanna do that? I want that? No, we don't do that. We don't do that. We ain't gonna do that. We ain't gonna do that. We ain't gonna do that. We ain't gonna. Duly noted, brother. Duly noted. I like that. I like that. No. Yeah. All right. Whew. All right, we got a couple more pieces, y'all. We gonna be, y'all still with us? Y'all? Okay, I don't know. Y'all hit them, I tell them won't do it. So it's past some of y'all bedtime is getting close to it. I feel like there's a slumber upon us. I feel like some of y'all is like a slumber upon us. All right, we got two more pieces we gonna do for y'all. This is a favorite of mine. Yeah, as you see, there's a very much a church influence, into some of the roots of how we show up. Because, say that, brother, say that. Clearly, there's a healing that needs to be back there on that back row. We got you, brother. So yeah, this is. Yeah, there's no connection between church and this next piece, but maybe a chord or two. But yeah. There we go. So, a type of text to this girl I used to see, saying that I chose this cutie pie with whom I wanna be. And I apologize if this message gets you down. That I CC every girl that I CC round town. Hate to see y'all frown, but I'd rather see her smiling. Witness all around me true. But I'm no island, peninsula maybe. Makes no sense, I know, crazy. Give up all this pussy cat that's in my life. No looking back, spaceships don't come equipped with rearview mirrors. They dip as quick as they can. The atmosphere is now ripped. I'm sure like a pimp. I'm glad this night so the light from the sun would not burn me on my bum when I shoot the moon.
I jump the broom
Like a preemie out the womb. My partner yelling too soon. Don't do it. Reconsider. Read some litter. Sure on the subject. Is you sure?
Hey, fuck it.
You know we got your back like chiropractic. If that chick do you dirty, we wipe our ass out as in detergent. Now hurry, hurry, going to the altar. I know you ain't a pimp, remember what I taught you. Keep your heart 3 stacks. Keep your heart. Keep your heart 3 stacks. Keep your heart. These girls are smart, 3 stacks. These girls are smart. So play your part. So play your part.
it could all be so simple, but you'd rather make it hard. Loving you is like a battle, and we both end up with scars. Tell me who I have to be to gain some reciprocity. You see that no one loves you more than me, and no one ever will. No matter how I think we grow, you always seem to let me know it ain't working, it ain't working, no. And when I try to walk away, you'd hurt yourself to make me stay. This is crazy. This is crazy. Care for me. I know you're there for me, there for me, there for me. Said you be there for me, cry for me, cry for me. Said you die for me, give to me, give to me. Yeah, yeah. Oh, cry, 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 cry. Don't you care for me, baby? Care for me, baby. Oh, cry, 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 cry. Give, 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 give. Yeah, right. Give. I choose you, baby. I said, oh, 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 I choose you, baby.
International player. Thank you. You all have been a wonderful audience. Like I was a little nervous. I was a little nervous coming back. You know, we haven't gigged in a long time. You know, because she had a new baby. Newborn. 2 years.
He's new. To me.
And truth be told, like if I'm just being honest, sometimes there was a few moments of like, man, what we doing? You know, I'm a social worker, you're a director, you got a new baby. Like,
We've been in survival mode, y'all. And it's crazy how much just getting through the things you have to do, the things you need to get done, takes away from your creativity. It's like you want to write, you want to grow, you want to be in those spaces, and you still have to go get an oil change.
Life be lifing. But I think the thing that for us, we always get back to the music. We always get back to the creativity, because through the creativity there's connection, and with the connection there's love, and there's so much more. And we wouldn't have had this experience had we not leaned into that. So thank you for you also being willing to lean into that, because just as much as we have to show up, you have to show up and be there for us like we can be there for you. Look across the room and just wave at somebody you ain't never seen before. It should be pretty easy in this room. Okay? Okay? So this next piece is actually going to be, we have a new album coming out. Right, thank you. August 4th is gonna be the release date, so it'll be on all virtual platforms. If you aren't following us on Instagram at the Lyrical Groove, it's Groove. You know, you saw the signs. You know, it'll be on digital platforms and all that good stuff. And so yeah, so if you got some events you might want to do live music for or whatnot, bite us out. We here for that. So the new album is called Clean Pain. Because it has been a journey of clean pain. I'm trying not to lean into the maladaptive coping skills that can happen at times, and lean into more, positive, reflective, owning up, communicating, all those type of things. So this piece is called Soul Glow, and so we hope you take the energy of this piece with you, and when you walk out those doors that you know that the life that you live is allowing your soul to glow. And if it isn't, if you feel like you are in a space where you have to dim your light, I need you to know that there's probably not a space you need to be in. So whatever you need to do to maneuver that is a real thing. This piece is called Soul Glow.
You've been wanting to dance all night. This is gonna be it. This is your last chance, Just a little hip, a little shoulder. This is it.
Yesterday the world spun backwards, spinning parallel on its axis, rotating longitudinally. Left me thinking a lot about praxis, about how to balance these goals and dreams in a society that is still a soul of your humanity. I'm trying to be the man my brothers expect me to be, but life often changes unexpectedly. Inevitably, I fulfilled my purpose, but when I laid my head down last night, I felt worthless, as if I had no purpose. When the whole purpose of me being here was to make my mama proud. Long distance conversations, and I can still see her without a smile. Wild dreams and fantasies about the life they talk about in rap songs. Paid too much dough for a 2 chain, showing in 2 days, my account was overdrawn. I got a check-in, a savings, but the way my life's set up, baby girls gonna need tuition, but my student loans are fed up. I guess this is going up the rough side of the mountain they talk about in testimony service. But just as I put my head down, I saw a youngster looking at me as if I was the big homie. No phony. I keep joy in my pockets in situations like this. So when the trying times get trying, I'm always reminded of this. A little bit of light makes the whole world glow. A little bit of love makes the whole world. A little bit of life makes the whole world. A little bit of smile makes your body grow. Hey.
I woke up this morning, remembered who I was. If I disappear on you, it's out of self-love. My heart is on empty, do not disturb. Said no closure needed, I'm just closing doors. 'Cause finding myself is my priority. And I'm praying for you, but it's unknown for me. And the season is over, and I'm thankful for the growth. Now let go and let your soul glow.
So let your soul glow. Let the world know.
Hey, you got goals. Now go and let your body roll.
Soul glow.
Let the world know. Hey, you got goals. Now go and let your body roll.
Wake up, bring my head to the sky.
Thankful for another day to be alive.
Yesterday, I didn't feel fly.
But yesterday don't run my life. Yeah.
So I'm back here again, chilling with my friends. They validate my space, love me, push me to elevate. We gon' make it on top of our paper chase. We gon' make it, our purpose is fed our faith. There's no fear over here.
I hope you dig
And if it's something you believe, then won't you help me sing? Then won't you help me sing, sing? So let your soul glow. Let the world know you got goals. Now go and let your body roll. Soul glow. Let the world know you got goals.
Now go and let your body roll.
Thank you very much. Thank y'all for having us. Appreciate y'all bringing us out. Thank you for rocking with us. Shout out to my brother Chris. Love you, man. Good to see you out. Preston, good business, brother. Give it one more time for this amazing band. Once again, our music is online. Check out Brisa Lauren. She has the wonderful tunes you heard. The Lyrical Groove. We have a album out, a new single, The Joint, as well. Be coming soon. So thank you very much. Y'all have a good night. Shake hands with like 3 or 4 people before you leave out of here. Make a new friend.